We're at the intersection of Route 50 and Davis Street, and this is the route that many middle schoolers take to get to and from school.
Improvements this year.
And Steve, here they are. These are the newly installed fuel pumps here at the Salisbury Marina. And boaters say it's been 2 years since they've been able to pump fuel here. What we do know is that Candace Pianca won't be in the classroom anytime soon. The police department plans to add about a dozen extra patrols to comb the area at night. Now this includes plainclothes officers, foot and bike patrols. Someone cut and stole part of a copper gas line, and that's what led to that explosion. Sheriff Mike Lewis has led this investigation the entire time, and he says he will stay on top of
a lot of options out there, right?
Steve, I picked up one of these Scrapple sandwiches, and they do plan to repair and redo rumble strips. But as of right now, there are no plans to add a stoplight here. Well, let me show you guys something. This is the Facebook page calling for a nationwide boycott of BP. And so far, it has over 300,000 fans. On this windy day, balloons, flowers, and teddy bears sway outside of Shorebird Stadium. Mementos left here by broken hearts.
As for everybody else in the area, it was just tear-jerking, devastating. I have 2 daughters, 4 grandsons, and I just couldn't imagine going through what they are going through. God rest her soul.
Brian Delamater never met Sarah, but like many other people, her story has touched his family.
Well, my 6-year-old, she's very upset. She wrote a letter to her this morning, so I told her that if she wanted me to, I could bring it out to the memorial for her so she could show how she felt.
It read, "Dear Sarah, you know that I love you. I am so sorry you died." Signed 6-year-old Madison. He takes a snapshot of these moments, a time and a feeling we won't soon forget. Many say these presents should be under the Christmas tree. Instead, they pile up here in honor of the darling 6th grader with the warm smile.
I think this kind of gives everybody maybe a little bit of closure and to let the family know that everybody is thinking about them and thinking about her.
This memorial is only temporary, but the memory of this little girl won't fade away. It started out just like any other day for this construction crew, until they walked over to the nearby porta potty.
Basically, I think the only thing that really saved the baby was the amount of trash and everything else that was in the actual porta potty.
According to police, this is what happened. 44-year-old Candy Michelle Vignari had just given birth. Officers say she left the newborn baby in the toilet, wandered off in search of a cigarette.
We had walked around the porta potty and we had noticed she was covered. I mean, at the time, I didn't know it was blood.
A short time later, a witness arrived, headed to the bathroom, and dialed 911.
As the cops were pulling up, I had seen her go back into the porta potty real quick, grabbed a towel. At the time, I didn't know what it was in the towel. Well, then comes over by the cops, and the cops would grab the baby.
Police believe Vignari planned to abandon the child. Many question, why else would she leave a baby in a place like this?
Don't leave a baby just in a porta potty to just die. That's just, you know, uncalled for.
People say this is normally a peaceful place, somewhere you can collect your thoughts. Who could have imagined something so bizarre would happen here? It was the phone call that left Vicki Campbell speechless.
I began crying and for a while, and she was just like, "Are you there? Are you okay? Are you there?" And I'm like, "I'm here, and no, I'm not okay."
The voice on the line offered hundreds of thousands of dollars to help her husband, Chuck, survive.
We knew a few years ago that the transplant was going to be the best hope, you know, to reclaim my life the way I need to.
For months, Campbell and his family raised money. Letters and donations poured in from all over the world. The support gave them hope, but Chuck says that unexpected call was just what they needed.
It was a godsend. It was a miracle. I mean, it really was. It was something that, like I said, we had been praying for, but you know, I didn't know if it was really going to happen or not.
Chuck says his journey isn't over yet. He still has to get on the waiting list for a double lung transplant.
When the right donor is, you know, comes along, then hopefully it'll all get taken care of, and this will all be looked upon about just like an ancient memory.
Not for Vicki. She'll always remember these simple words of encouragement written by a complete stranger.
Said in the note, "I hope you and your wife can dance at the wedding of all your children." And that just, it was the most touching letter to receive that.
Campbell says he hopes to send a letter of thanks to his anonymous donor.
They want to remain anonymous, and I can respect that, but you know, I'm going to try to get a letter to them at least to let them know, you know, that things are going to be okay.
Signed by a man who sincerely appreciates his second chance at life.
It's my boy. He will be missed.
Leroy Ballard says his son Bobby, a business major at UMES, was a popular student and a great son. Family and friends gathered at the Ballard house to mourn the loss. Bobby's mother, Carletta, says she can't describe the pain of losing her baby boy.
Hug your child. Tell him you love him. Because this is a hard road to go through. He was a good boy.
Police say just after midnight Sunday, an argument broke out at this Royal Farms in Parksley. An investigation shows 20-year-old Ballard was shot there, then taken to the parking lot of this old school, where police found him dead. Police later identified 18-year-old Kendrick Duffy as the shooter.
I guess the first thing I think about is just how senseless these killings are between these young people.
Mary Duffy, Kendrick's grandmother, dropped him off at the sheriff's office where he turned himself in.
It was the right thing to do. We didn't want him on the run.
Duffy describes Kendrick as a sweet, loving kid. She doesn't understand what went wrong.
Great kid. My heart goes out to the other family. I don't know him, but my heart still goes out to him. I know what it is to lose a child, so, you know, we both lost.
Both families say prayer will get them through.
I don't hate him. You can't hate.
You
can't hate. It's not gonna bring my baby back, but it's a comfort that he has turned himself in, you know. And I pray for that family.